Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hate It or Love It. I am your host for today, Jeremiah the Revelist. And today's a new day, a new review. Don't forget to subscribe to your boy. So today I'm going to be reviewing Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. So Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is the fifth installment of the Indiana Jones franchise. We got Harrison Ford coming back once again to play Indiana Jones. And I gotta say, I've been a big fan of Indiana Jones for a very, very long time. I grew up with the films when I was a kid. My favorite ones are Last Crusade and Temple of Doom. Like, I really love and I grew up enjoying the Indiana Jones character. Now, I get into this film of The Dial of Destiny, and this is how I thought about it. I actually enjoyed the film. I thought it was fun. It was a good adventure. It felt like an Indiana Jones film, not like the Crystal Skull. I wasn't a big fan of the Crystal Skull. I didn't think it fit the Indiana Jones lore and the Indiana Jones vibe with the aliens and stuff like that. That was just too much for me. This movie felt like an Indiana Jones movie. It had the feels, it had the adventure. It literally fit the tone of the Indiana Jones franchise. And I loved Harrison Ford in it. Harrison Ford, like, this dude always embodies Indiana Jones, even for his age. I gotta say, the funny thing is, like, the way they did this film, because now, what, Harrison Ford's, like, going to be he's in his like 80s. The way they wrote this, they wrote it like a man that's in his 80s, and you felt that, like, he felt out of place, like he felt like, archaeology, nobody cares about it anymore. Everybody wants to go, deal with space, because at the time it was in the 60s, and they were talking about going to the moon and everything like that, and everybody cared more about that than actual, like, finding artifacts and all that stuff at the time. And and the transition, because when you was seeing Indiana Jones in the earlier films like Last Crusade, Raiders of the Lost Ark, he was a popular teacher. Man, a whole bunch of girls, like, were in love with him. You know what I'm saying? And now you hit this movie and, like, nobody cares anymore. Nobody really cares about him anymore. And you feel that with him. You feel like he's just down on his luck right now. He has no more adventures in him. He's retiring. He doesn't want to even deal with anything anymore. And you get that sense. And then you got Phoebe Waller, like, getting him into this new adventure. But this new adventure actually brings new life to Indy. And then you see him going on this wild adventure. And it's fun. It was a really fun film. Like, I gotta give it credit. I really did enjoy this film. Now, my problems with the movie. Now, this movie wasn't perfect. So, my problems with the movie is, in the way beginning, when we had the de-aging stuff. The de-aging stuff didn't bother me as much as, like, everybody else was like, oh, the de-aging bothered me so much, took me out of the movie. It didn't really take me out of the film. What bothered me was a particular incident that happened in the movie with with the main villain. And it was an incident where I do not believe that he could have survived that, that incident. And I'm like, and then he shows up later in the movie, and I'm like, ain't no way he survived that. I didn't like the fact they did not explain how he survived that. It was kind of like, okay, you could have easily explained that, so the audience believes that this person could have survived that incident. Another thing that really threw me off about the film was the CGI. You know what I'm saying? The CGI was good, but I feel like an Indiana Jones should be a practical effect film. Very, very little CGI. See, I think that's what I would say with the last movie was the huge problem. Because the last movie had way too much CGI. It was too light in color. In this one, the CGI is not as much, but I wish that it was mostly just practical. And the colors were more darker. If they're going to go back in the 60s, make it more dingy, make it more darker. I think the color palette in this one, they didn't choose the right color palette. And then, but other than that, those are the only things that really bothered me about the movie. I mean, the very end was I wish they would have had a better ending, but it still ended in the point where this is the last adventure of Indiana Jones. We leave him on this, and it felt good. It felt like a pretty good ending. Now, a lot of people didn't like the Fifi Waller character. Me, she didn't bother me as much because I feel like throughout the years of Indiana Jones, we gotten characters like that. So since we gotten characters like that, she didn't really bother me that much. You know what I'm saying? And I did like the cameos from the other Indiana Jones films. I did like having them back to see them for a quick cameo. That was really fun to watch. And also, I did like Matt Mikkelsen's character, the Nazi, the bad Nazi in this one. He was a cool character. I really enjoyed his villainy. You know, he was very, like, he didn't care about things. I like the fact that he snuck into the system, you know, and people didn't know about it. Like, that was cool. I just wish they would have explained how he survived a certain incident. But other than that, I felt like this movie was fun. It was enjoyable. It felt like Indiana Jones. Once again, freaking Harrison Ford did an amazing job being Indiana Jones. Seeing him in it as Indiana Jones again really brought out nostalgia. Really made me feel like how I was when I was a kid watching Indiana Jones. So I really did enjoy the film. So what do I give this movie? Is it a love? Is it a hate? Or is it something in between? I gotta say, I give it on the real for real. That's right, I give it on the real for real. I really enjoyed it. I really had a sense of adventure. It was like a cool, fun time at the movies. I advise, check it out. I do. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you thought about Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Or was something in between? Let me know. You can also catch me on Facebook, Twitter, and also YouTube at Hated or Love It Movie Reviews. And you can also catch me on KerPOWie, the pop culture blog as well. Check that out. You get your fills on video game reviews, art, comic books, and also movie reviews as well. Go and check that out. I'll put a description on below. And also, if you want to know how I rate my movies, please click the description on the video. It tells you how, it gives you all the information on how I rate my movies and what my ratings mean if you're new to the channel. Please remember, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and don't forget to comment. And I'll see you when I see you. Peace.